What's going on, guys? My name is Derek. Welcome to my channel, Euro Superbike Life, or ESBK Life for short. Today I want to bring you a quick video and show you the newest addition to our collection. I know it's been a while, guys. I haven't posted in quite some time, and there are reasons for that I won't go into, but we're going to stop posting soon here. It's still somewhat cold here in the greater northeast part of the country. I'm in New Hampshire now, and you could see there's still some snow on the ground back there, and it's probably about, 35, 40 degrees this morning. But it's warming up. We're still a few weeks away from riding season, and I'm pretty excited to get this bike out on the road and start riding it. But without further ado, let me show you what we've added to the collection. So, we have added this beautiful Panigale V4 Speciale. All right. So I was fortunate enough to come across this bike recently. It's a 2019. And there's a backstory to this bike. I won't go into great details, but the short version of the story is that this bike belonged to a friend of ours, and he came into some financial hardships and needed to get rid of the bike. And it was my intention to take the bike off his hands, and it'd be a win-win for everybody. I would get a great bike, and he would get out from under the financial responsibilities. But he couldn't wait on me. Actually, I needed him to wait a couple of weeks so I could do this, and he couldn't do that. So he ended up selling this bike to Seacoast Sports Cycle in Derry, New Hampshire, and I had to pick the bike up from them. And I still got a great deal. I know the guys down there. Jim is a fantastic owner and salesperson, but I ended up buying the bike from him. Cost me a little bit more than I wanted to initially purchase the bike for, but as you can see, it's a stunning bike, and I am so happy to add this to the collection. Ducati and MV do a fantastic job of not over-exaggerating their graphics packages on their bike. They let the bike and the bike lines tell the story. And this bike has absolutely gorgeous lines. And the graphics on this bike just accentuate that. Some manufacturers struggle with that, particularly the Japanese manufacturers, Honda and Suzuki in particular. They don't let the lines of their bikes speak for themselves. They just splash it with all types of graphics and colors, and things are going all over the place. It's really confusing, and you can't see the lines of the bike. Aprilia has been known to do that from time to time. They love to splash the company name across the bike and then put it on the tank like we don't know it's an Aprilia. I don't know why they do that, but they love doing that. And Ducati, and particularly MV, they do a fantastic job of not doing that. They let the bike and the bike lines speak for themselves, and any graphics that they decide to put on the bike should accentuate those lines. So now, there are a few things that we're going to change on the bike, a few things that I don't like, but this bike doesn't need a whole lot. So when I first looked at this bike, I thought it had all matte carbon fiber, and I was wrong. I'm not a big fan of matte carbon fiber. I think there's a place for it, but I prefer gloss carbon fiber. But when I started to look at the bike, there was only one piece that was really matte. So if you look at the front fenders here, and you touch them, they're smooth. Same thing with the rear fenders, along with the exhaust cover and the exhaust cover here and the heel guards. Those are all satin carbon fiber. And I originally thought they were matte, and I was thinking, oh man, I'm gonna have to change that. But the only matte carbon fiber here is on the frame cover. Now, if you feel this, it's like sandpaper. You can actually hear it. It's like sandpaper versus, the rear fender. It's actually nice and smooth. And there's a gloss on it, or a sheen on it. Not quite as bright as a gloss carbon fiber, but, it's not matte. Now, having said that, this piece here on the frame needs to go because I don't like matte carbon fiber. So we're going to replace this with some gloss carbon fiber. We're going to replace this plastic piece with some gloss carbon fiber, and then here the bottom of the tank is exposed, and it's kind of protected with the fender, but stuff still flies up in here and kicks and hits the bottom of the tank, and we don't want that. So we're going to cover that with a carbon fiber piece there. As you see, I've already put some protection on the tank. So we have our RNG. It's not, I can't call it stomp grip because stomp grip is a manufacturer, but I guess you can call it grip tape. I guess let's call it that. Let's call it grip tape. And then we have our tank protection here from our belts and stuff like that. So that's already done, but this bike really doesn't need a whole lot. So I plan on replacing a few pieces, but not a whole lot, and we'll record that. But yeah, this bike is absolutely fantastic. 2019 Ducati Panigale V4 Speciale. Now, some of you may be wondering what the difference is between a V4 Speciale and, say, a V4S. And basically, this bike is a V4S with a lot of Ducati performance parts, Rizoma parts, and the Akrapovic exhaust. So let's go over some of those things that you get on this bike that you don't get on the S. So first, you get the Ducati Performance folding levers. Now they kind of tighten there, but you get the Ducati Performance folding levers, brake and clutch. You get the Rizoma bar end sliders. You notice I already have a spacer here. We'll talk about that later. You get some carbon fiber pieces. So you get the Ducati Performance carbon fiber front and rear fenders, along with the exhaust cover that we saw on the other side. You get the Rizoma fuel tank cap. You get the Speciale nice Alcantara seat. You get the Rizoma rear sets, which are really nice. These billet rear sets are awesome. And then you get the Akrapovic race exhaust. So that's all that comes with the Speciale. Now, the previous owner made a couple of changes that I would have already made anyway. So he added the Superbike clear clutch cover. He added these Rizoma Veloce mirrors, which I will probably replace, hence the spacers on the end already. While they look good and the quality is fantastic, you can't see anything other than your elbows. And I really like the CRG bar and mirrors. So as soon as my Futurist Moto block off with the LED turn signals come in, we're going to remove those and we're going to go with our CRG bar and mirrors. Also, I forgot to mention, you get the Rizoma brake lever guard as well. So those are all the things that you get, along with the fantastic paint, I might add. But those are all the things you get with the Speciale that you don't get with the S. Before we wrap up, let's get a cold start of this bike. Everyone loves a cold start, so let's do that now. We'll wrap this up. I'm Derek. This was your Superbike Life. You guys know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, or smash it. Oh, by the way, I'm going to do a Patreon page. I'll talk about that a little bit later. I know I really didn't want to do a Patreon page initially, but I do want to start making more content for you guys. And because this is all coming out of my pocket, it's hard to do that. You guys know I don't do the entertainment factor videos, the smackdowns and rolling races, the stunting. That's all entertainment, and it's fine. Not hating on those guys that do that stuff. That's you guys. You do that. That's fantastic, and people love it. So continue to do you. It's just not me. I want to provide content that's useful for you guys. And when I started this channel, that's what it was all about. There was no one doing it for European superbikes. Now, 3-4 years later into it, there are a number of people that are doing it. That it's fantastic. I am so grateful for that. You can go on to YouTube and search oil change or coolant change or changing brake pads or just about anything on any European sport bike, and you'll find a video on it. So there's a lot of content out there that wasn't there before, and I'm super happy about that. But to continue providing content for my channel, I think I'm going to need a little bit of help from Patreon. So more information coming on that. I'll let you guys know when it's up and running. But until then, you guys know the deal. I am Derek. This is Euro Superbike Life. Like, comment, subscribe, or smash the video if you don't like it. But please like and subscribe. It really helps me, and it helps the channel. But until next time, guys, take care.